Punctuality is the politeness of kings. I trust that you will forgive the 2 or 3 seconds I am behindhand. I have come from Basra.
From Basra? My dear Count, you saved my reputation. None of my friends believed you would remember. I was never paid a handsomer compliment. Allow me to present to you Monsieur le Conde de Châteaurenaud, whose nobility goes back to the 12 peers. Monsieur Beauchamp, the celebrated editor, who is a terror of the French government.
Monsieur.
Monsieur Lucien Debray, private secretary to the Minister of the Interior.
Monsieur.
And Monsieur Maximilien Morel, captain of Swimes.
Monsieur.
You wear the uniform of the new French conquerors. It is a handsome uniform.
And beneath it beats one of the bravest and noblest hearts in the whole army.
Come, monsieur.
So much the better.
Breakfast is served. My dear Count, allow me to show you the way. Monsieur le Comte on my right hand, Monsieur Morel on my left. The rest of you where you please.
Gentlemen, I am a stranger. This is the first time that I have ever been in Paris. The manner of living in France is utterly unknown to me. I have followed the Eastern customs. I beg, therefore, that you will excuse if you find anything in me too Turkish, too Italian, or too Arabian. And now let us breakfast.
Will you stay long in Paris, Monsieur le Comte?
As long as it pleases me. A year at least.
Oh, then we must find you somewhere to live. Faubourg Saint-Germain, of course.
Pay no attention to him, Monsieur le Comte. Live at the Chaussée d'Antin. That's the real centre of Paris.
Boulevard de l'Opéra on the first floor. House with a balcony.
Ah, well, no doubt Le Baron Danglars will know some suitable property.
Baron Danglars?
The father of my intended bride. I shall hope to have the pleasure of introducing you to Mademoiselle Eugenie.
An honor that I look forward to with the keenest anticipation. So the famous banker is to be your future father-in-law?
Yes, have you met him?
No, but I intend to at noon today. I've opened a credit with him through my bankers in Rome, Thompson and French.
Thompson and French?
Splendid.
We wandered from our subject, gentlemen. I would be honored, Monsieur le Comte, to place at your disposal a suite of apartments, if you need them.
Set your mind at rest, Monsieur de Château-Renaud. I have already purchased a house in Paris.
But how is that possible? You only arrived this morning.
But I sent my valet de chambre and my steward on ahead of me to make all the necessary arrangements. They are perfectly acquainted with my tastes.
Then you have never seen your establishment?
No, but I have the address.
Oh. 27 Avenue des Champs-Élysées.
Indeed.
You know the house?
Oh, it was a gift from King Louis XV to Madame de Pompadour. It's a palace, man.
It's been empty since the old Marquis de Saint-Séverin died last year.
Hardly surprising, since they've been asking in the region of 3 million for it.
Would it be impertinent of me to ask how much you paid?
Not at all, since I have no idea. But if the figure that Monsieur Debray has quoted is correct, then that is very likely what I have paid for.
Monsieur.
And you will not even stay to meet the man who saved Albert's life?
It depends on how long he stays and when the debate ends. Well, I must go now. Bye, my dear.
Goodbye, Fernand.
Father.
Allow me to present to you Monsieur le Comte de Monte Cristo.
The gentleman who saved your life in Italy?
Yes, indeed.
Then no one could be more welcome. Please accept our eternal gratitude. It vexes me only that I am on this moment on the way to the chamber where I am speaking the debate. But Mademoiselle la Comtesse shall, in my absence, greet you with every hospitality.
You do me great honor. I have only today arrived in Paris. I could scarcely have hoped so soon to make the acquaintance of a man whose merit equals his reputation. But has not fortune a marshal's baton to offer you after your illustrious campaigns in the East?
I have left the service now. I have found another battlefield by casting myself into politics. It's not a question of being content, but of continuing to strive.
I have seldom heard so admirable an expression so ably expressed.
I'm deeply touched that you should be so generous in your praise. You will forgive me, monsieur. For once I regret the call of duty. It has been a most pleasant meeting.
One that I shall not forget.
What is it, my dear? You're not well?
Are you ill, mother?
No. but I feel some emotion on seeing for the first time a man without whose intervention we should have been in tears and desolation. Monsieur, I owe to you the life of my son, and for this I bless you.
Oh, Madame, you recompense too generously a simple deed of humanity.
Nevertheless, it is very fortunate for my son that he found such a friend, and I thank God that things are thus.
You will forgive me, my dear, but I must leave. The debate is pressing.
Go then. And the Count and I will strive our best to forget your absence.
Albert. Goodbye, Father. Monsieur le Comte.
Monsieur.
Will you do us the honor of passing the rest of the day with us, monsieur?
I must beg to be excused.
It would give us great pleasure.
Believe me, Madame, it would give me even greater pleasure. However, I have only just arrived in Paris, and there are matters that require my attention which I know you will understand. But I thank you for your kindness.
At least you will promise to visit us another time. I will not detain you, monsieur. I would not have our gratitude become importunate. Albert? Show Monsieur le Comte to his carriage.
Monsieur le Comte! Monsieur le Comte!
Then, gentlemen, I propose we adjourn our business until this day week, and I shall call a full meeting of the Railroad Committee. Is that agreed?
Agreed.
Yes?
The Count of Monte Cristo, Monsieur le Baron.
Ask him to wait. Gentlemen, I think this will amuse you. You heard the name announced?
Yes.
I confess I am vastly intrigued. The House of Thompson and French in Rome have written asking me to allow this person unlimited credit.
It must be some kind of hoax.
Did you say unlimited?
Yes. I fear our distinguished visitor has a shock coming to him. It is one thing to impress our friends in Rome. In Paris he may find the going somewhat harder.
We won't detain you, my dear Baron. I see the light of battle in your eye.
I hardly anticipate a battle. Merely a massacre. I have the honor, I presume, of addressing Monsieur de Monte Cristo.
And I of speaking to Baron Danglars, Chevalier de la Légion d'Honneur, and member of the Chamber of Deputies.
You must excuse me for not addressing you by your titles. We here live under a popular government. I am myself a representative of the liberties of the people.
And so much so that whilst preserving the habit of styling yourself Baron, you have deemed it advisable to lay aside that of calling others by their title.
On the contrary, it is simply that I attach no sort of importance to these empty distinctions.
Oh, really? Am I to take it then that your servants address you as Danglars?
Permit me to inform you, Monsieur le Comte, that I have received a letter of advice from Thompson and French of Rome.
I'm charmed that it has reached you. It will save me the disagreeable task of calling upon you for money myself.
There's one slight difficulty. I do not fully comprehend the letter.
Really? And what is it, pray, that baffles your powers of comprehension?
This letter gives Monsieur le Comte de Monte Cristo unlimited credit on our house.
And what is there to explain in that simple fact, Monsieur le Baron?
Merely the word unlimited.
Is the word not known in France? The reason why I desired unlimited credit was precisely because I did not know how much money I might expend.
But, my dear Count, in financial affairs the word unlimited is so extremely vague. Now, what is vague is doubtful, and in my experience, where there is doubt, there is danger.
I see. The Bank of Thompson and French set no bounds to their engagements, while that of Danglars has its limits.
Monsieur, the amount of my capital and the extent and solvency of my engagements have never yet been questioned.
Then allow me to be the first to do so.
Name your wishes. The resources of the House of Danglars, however limited, are equal to the largest demands. Were you even to require $1 million?
I beg your pardon? $1 million? But, my dear sir, If such a trifle could suffice me, I should never have taken the trouble to open an account. 1 million? You're talking of a sum that I'm in the habit of carrying in my pocketbook.
You must pardon me, my dear Count, if I express the most extreme astonishment.
Then all is settled between us? I shall thank you to send me a supply of money tomorrow.
By all means. What sum will you require?
Well, we may as well fix the sum as the probable expenditure for the first year. Shall we say 6 million?
6?
And then if I should require more, well, we'll see.
What is this name of Monte Cristo?
The Count has no pretensions to nobility. He calls himself a chance Count.
You have seen, my dear Albert, Monsieur de Monte Cristo in his house. You're quick-sighted, have much knowledge of the world, more tact than is usual at your age. Do you like him, Albert?
He saved my life.
That's not what I mean.
Well, as I say, there are times when he can look devilishly odd, but he pleases me, Mother.
How did your father receive him?
I've never seen him take to anyone so quickly. The Count actually made him talk about himself. But then the Count also made a strong impression upon my mother.
I've always put you on your guard against new acquaintances, Albert. Now you're a man and are able to give me advice. Yet I beg you, be prudent.
Baroness, permit me to present the Count of Monte Cristo. My daughter Eugénie, our only child. Mademoiselle Louise d'Armilly, her friend and music teacher, and Monsieur Lucien Debray.
You're already acquainted, Monsieur le Baron?
Really? I had no idea.
We have breakfasted with Albert.
You know the General and his family?
Yes, I met the Viscount some months ago in Rome, and he presented me to his parents yesterday.
No doubt you're already aware of the intended alliance between our two families.
Yes. The Viscount is to be congratulated on his good fortune. Your daughter is as handsome as her mother is beautiful. It is the comparison one might make between Diana and Aphrodite, vexing to neither.
Monsieur le Comte is as gallant as he is wealthy. I should have told you, my dear. He has come to Paris for a year. In that time he plans to spend 6 millions.
That's a very great deal of money, monsieur. Well, what can you possibly spend so much?
I propose to do whatever people do in Paris. However, I'm a stranger to your capital. I had hoped to make the acquaintance of someone who could initiate me into the customs of French society.
You should enlist the aid of Madame Danglars, my dear fellow. No one is better acquainted with Paris society.
It's useless to flatter me, Lucien. I should be quite inadequate for the task.
My mother is right, monsieur. She would be inadequate. She has the talent, but not the stamina. My mother enjoys indifferent health. You need someone like Madame de Villefort.
Eugénie, what nonsense you say.
I do not know the lady.
The wife of the Procureur du Roi.
His second wife. Upon my word, Eugénie, that is a brilliant suggestion.
No, only the obvious solution. She is charming, restless, discontented. A woman with a flair for extravagance she has little chance of indulging.
It's impossible. I can't believe it. My carriage horses have disappeared from the stable.
Madame, pray let me explain.
What have you done with them?
Madame, they were too spirited.
So you sold them behind my back?
I have sold them, yes.
And by what right? Monsieur, I'm heartbroken. My beautiful dappled greys, they were the finest horses in Paris. And tomorrow morning at 10, I'd promised Madame de Villefort to take her driving in the Bois. What am I to say to her now?
Madame, you shall have another pair like them, but quieter, steadier. If I'd known you were coming to Paris, Monsieur le Comte, I'd have offered them to you. The most noble creatures, but fit only for a man. I've sold them for a song.
A generous thought, monsieur. However, I purchased an excellent pair of carriage horses only this morning. Monsieur Debray, you're a connoisseur, I believe. Would you come and have a look at them?
I'm sorry, my dear. I couldn't tell you before. Some madman intent upon his own ruin sent his steward to purchase them at any cost. I've gained 16,000 livres from the sale. Don't look so angry. You shall have 4,000 for yourself.
But this is extraordinary. I cannot be wrong. Madame, come and see for yourself.
My dappled greys.
Mine, madame. I purchased them this morning.
But they're mine. Those are the horses my husband sold.
How very singular.
How much did you pay for them?
30,000 livres, I believe, madame.
No, they cost 16,000. You know when I bought them? 16.
Have I your permission to enter?
Why demand permission? Are you no longer my master? Have I ceased to be your slave?
Aide.
And why speak to me so coldly? If I have in any way displeased you, then punish me as you will. But do not speak to me in a manner so formal.
Aide, I was about to remind you of what you are only too well aware already. Namely, that we are now in France and that you are consequently free.
Free? Of what use would freedom be to me?
It would enable you to leave me.
My lord, why should I ever leave you?
That is not for me to say. However, we are about to mix in society, to visit and be visited. Now, you cannot remain in seclusion here in Paris, Aide. And if you should meet someone else whom you might prefer, then you must not think that I would be so selfish or unjust as to...
No. No, that can never be. No man is more handsome than you. And I have loved only you and my father.
Oh, my poor child. And you've hardly ever spoken to any other man but myself and your father.
And what care I for all others in the world? My father called me his joy. You call me your love. Both call me your child.
Do you remember your father, Aide?
He is here, and he is here.
Well, where am I, then?
You? You are everywhere.
Oh, Aide. Now, you do understand that from this moment you are completely free. You are absolute mistress of your own actions. And I have but one favor to entreat of you.
Speak.
Never mention the name of your illustrious father.
My lord, I have already told you. I will hold converse with no one save you.
Aide. Now, you must endeavor to live by the customs in Paris here. It may be useful to you one day, whether you stay here or return to the East.
My lord would mean whether we return to the East. Would he not?
Oh, my child. You know very well that whenever we part, it will be by no wish of mine. The tree does not leave the flower. The flower leaves the tree on which it grows.
I will never leave you, for I could not live without you. Be not deceived, my lord. The love I bear you in no way resembles my feelings towards my father. I survived his death. I would never survive yours.
Good evening, Excellency. The deeds to the house at Auteuil, Signor. I paid half the price you were willing to give. It's been empty for nearly 20 years.
What news from Rome?
None, Excellency. But I know my adopted son. After your letter and the money you sent, Benedetto and Major Cavalcanti will be halfway here by now.
Sure. You've settled the matter of the dappled greys?
I've given your instructions.
Of the harness?
The work has been done, Excellency.
Good. You can take this letter and deliver it to Madame Danglars.
At once.
While you are there, you will ascertain what tavern her coachman frequents. Find him and make his acquaintance. Is that quite clear?
Perfectly clear.
Tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, Madame Danglars will be taking Madame de Villefort riding in the Bois de Boulogne. Her carriage will pass this house.
Ah, you wish it to stop here?
When her coachman turns into the Champs-Élysées, he will lose control. The horses will bolt.
Good coachmen never lose control of their horses.
Naturally. You will buy him. At any price.
Leave it to me, Excellency.
Adi, you've sometimes shown me your skill with the lasso. Now, could you stop an ox? Or a tiger? A lion? Good. Now, do you think you're capable of arresting a coach drawn by 2 runaway horses? Good.
He sounds like a prince from the Arabian Nights.
I begin to think he is. My drawing room may have the appearance of a harness room this morning, but with good reason.
He returned the harness with the horses.
My dear Eloise, if that were all.
What are they?
Diamonds, Valentine. Diamonds of great price.
I don't believe it, Emmy.
Neither did I. You know my husband. He sent for Barrier, the jeweller, immediately, who proclaimed them all flawless stones.
All of them?
Well, naturally. 2 horses. 2 sets of diamonds. Jacques, will you take these down to Georges and tell him we shall be leaving immediately?
I am an envious woman by nature, Hermine. But today you have made me the most envious woman in Paris.
You shall meet him, Eloise. I shall arrange it. And you too, little Valentine. Indeed, I think you should marry him.
Hermine, you're cruel to joke at poor Valentine's expense. My stepdaughter is far too insignificant to attract such a man.
I'm perfectly serious, my dear. She's quite lovely. Goodbye, children.
Goodbye, Mother. Goodbye, Madame. Of course, Valentine won't get Monte Cristo.
How can you be so sure?
Eloise will see to that. She's thoroughly jealous of her.
As I am jealous of Albert?
That's not a bit the same. Besides, you've no cause. You're my dearest friend.